We are back in business. At last, we are back on the Express account. If you guys hadn't seen my video from yesterday, I ended up ending the day needing $175 profit to pass each 5 of my combines. Today, I ended up just hopping on straight away, passing all of the accounts. And although price action was just like perfection, unfortunately, it took about 3 hours to activate each of the accounts. So I didn't get to capitalize on the big sell-off today, but I don't feel bad about it. I understand that there's always another trading day to capitalize on. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining how I took one trade on these Express accounts that ended up being break even, and just my whole thought process around where I'm at and the stage that I'm in my trading. So quickly, let's just go over the trade that passed me the accounts. So as you can see, proofs in the pudding, man. We're back on the Express accounts. We've only taken one trade overall. Okay. So the trade that passed the combines was just so simple. I mean, we sweep this 4-hour top, sweep the top of this 4-hour wick. We sweep the top of this 4-hour candle that doesn't have a wick. Very high probability draw on liquidity. We have an S&T put in internally with ES and ES. Price ends up manipulating this high internally again. And then price gets a closure below the opening gap range level, and I go short TP in like 2 seconds. Kushti, man. Unfortunately, we passed the accounts at 9:32 in New York time, and we got them activated at 10:53 New York time. So for 2 hours, price was just... Sorry, not for 2 hours. This price leg was just... If I had these accounts, I would happily risk blowing them or hit a fuck off TP. No joke. You do not see trades like this often. You do not see stuff line up this well often. Happily put a little 20 micros short in, risk practically 60% of the drawdown. TP at like fucking 10 bags, no joke. I would literally put the take profit at 10 bags because price had a very good reason to just not stop at all in this range and just go straight down to Asia low. But anyway, we missed out on that, but I'm not here to complain. So here is the first trade on the Express accounts. Now, very mixed thoughts about this, very mixed thoughts. We ended up taking a break even, and oh damn, I didn't even know I had these accounts. I thought I locked these accounts out. Oh, that's not that nice. I would have hit a little short there. Anyway. So, considering that I've already watched this whole move play out, I have capitalized on it on my paper trading account. I might get a bit emotional. I might get a bit emotional that the primal setup came up and I couldn't capitalize on it. So that is one good reason to not even hop on the charts and just lock these accounts up straight away and return on Monday with a fresh mind. But I ended up not doing that because I've already got a clear mind. I've got a clear mind of the fact that I understand all of the mistakes that I am eligible to make in the markets. I understand every decision that could relate to a worse consequence in the markets. I understand myself. I've been in my shoes so many times where I make the worst shitty decisions that affect me for days, and I understand how to not get in those decisions essentially. So I ended up staying on the markets because they looked pretty opportunistic. I mean, a great draw on liquidity today, being yesterday's Asia low, was not swept out. In my opinion, I would call this a new relative equal low because we've got our internal draw on liquidity, or our internal range is low, lined up with the original low that I would be targeting. So using this to my advantage, we've already been bearish the whole day. We have had the most fuck off sells, the most blatant sells possible. So accounting for the fact that we've already completely disrespected all bullish price action, meaning that we have, say, let me just get these executions off. So this is the trade recap practically. So we've got a 1 hour for value gap here. Do we need to take that? No. But what have we done in the morning? In the 9:30 open, we disrespected all kinds of, or all possibilities of bullish price action. You can see that because we've got a bunch of closures below 1 hour for value gaps. We've got a bunch of closures below down close candle. Like, confirmation tells us we've been bearish all day. We've closed below all bearish structure, and we've got such a good reason to go to the downside because we've got all of this low resistance liquidity resting with the external drawn liquidity. So using this, the 1 hour for value gap didn't get breached, meaning there's now an SMT in play. So I ended up fading this first setup because some people might see this as, oh my gosh, we have got a 1 minute change in state delivery. We've got an SMT holding. Let's just go short, bro. You are a pattern trader and you're not going to be successful. I could easily have taken that short, but I'm not a pattern trader, man. I'm here to wait for my conviction to align with my draws on liquidity, and then I will be ready and prepared to take a trade. So I wait my turn. I see this whole bullish leg to the downside. Now, what turned me on a bit more about this trade was the fact that we never rebalanced to 50% of the range. We never rebalanced to 50% of this price leg. So even though we had a massive drop to the downside, why do markets move? They move to rebalance to inefficiencies, rebalance to equilibrium, hunt liquidity and generate liquidity. What are we doing in this area of time? We're generating liquidity. We're generating sell side liquidity. What are we doing in this period of time? We're rebalancing to equilibrium of this price range. What are we doing at this period of time? We're rebalancing to inefficiencies. And also we are hunting liquidity. We're hunting, going down, all of this previous liquidity. So using this to my advantage, we've rejected 50% of the range. We've put in an SMT. We have zero reason to go and breach this high, meaning that we've got a confirmed bearish bias. We've already confirmed the fact that we've got a bunch of low resistance liquidity resting internally, lining up with Asia low from yesterday. So everything aligns now. I'm just waiting to get even more confirmation that I'm not just going to enter this trade at some point here and just get stopped out straight away because we're in a chop. So the one thought I had about not entering this trade was, am I going to be happy if this trade hit stop loss? Could I have avoided this trade? If I traded at any point in this range and price ended up just sweeping out this high or that high, I would not be happy because it was a very avoidable trade. But it kind of backs my judgment and backs what I say. The fact that I waited for everything to align where I was comfortable with taking a loss. And that is where you're going to prevail. That is where you're going to build your best habits. So, internally, reasoning for entering this trade. 5 minute for value gap, rejected. 5 minute change in state delivery, confirmed. So we've confirmed internal price action. We've confirmed an internal bearish bias. We've rejected a 5 minute for value gap. We've come into this breaker again, and we've rejected it again. We've came all the way back up to stop out everyone who's entered here and went break even after this low was swept. We go down again. We retrace up. We tap the 5 minute CISD again. We go down. We go up. We break 1 minute structure internally. I end up going in short with a stop loss at this recent high because that is just how this trend or whatever, how this chop should be traded. You want to have your you want to have your SL where the trade gets disavowed. If price came up here, it had a 90% chance of running all the way to that high. So price ends up retracing into this 1 minute for value gap. as soon as this happens, if we were to be bearish, as soon as we rebalance to this opening at range, so after we bounce off it and then we come back to it, realistically, if we're bearish, we should just break lower. And that is the exact reason why I added in 2 more contracts here. And notice this, boys, notice this. This is a great skill to have in the markets. My original stop loss up here was worth 250 bucks. My initial take profit was worth 500 bucks. Now that I see that the trade is favoring my position and favoring my determined drawn liquidity, I'm going to add to the position and keep my stop loss the same in dollar amount. So I understand that price is retraced to the opening at range again right here. I end up dragging my stop loss down to this low, and my stop loss is now worth the same in dollar amount, but I've got more of a position on the table. And yeah, I mean, that might have been a bit of a rant, but it's good to be able to do that. But yeah, unfortunately, what I did wrong was not take partials at this low. What I would have done and what I will do from now on, unfortunately, I did not have the tools in my hands and the information in my hands to be able to do this. But what I should have done is just take off the amount of contracts that equals a consistency day. So instead of this day accounting for practically nothing, because we haven't got a consistency day, nor have we built any kind of profits, if I were to have taken out a consistency day at this low in partials and let the rest run to break even or take profit, then that was the best move that I could have done. So that is the recap for today. How am I feeling about these accounts? As I said, I'm feeling extremely confident, man. I'm feeling extremely confident. I've got so much market experience. 90% of the time, I can get the daily chart right. 90% of the chart, 65% of the time, my trade wins. So I've got a 65% win rate. I understand the backlog to my strategy. Have I ever back tested it? No. Do I ever back test? No, because I understand that I have a strategy that does not need modifying. It does not need any different modifications. Man, my system works. My strategy works. My risk plan works. It's only I that don't work. It's only me that doesn't work. And that is why I've blown so many accounts recently. But boys, I'm not here to make promises, man. I'm not here to say I'm never going to do this again. I'm never going to do that again. But every single time you fall on your face and you get back up, you've got one more reason to go even further the next time. I have been placed in this position where I have fallen down on my face more times than you can count, man. I'm in the triple digits now, probably. I have made so many mistakes that it is completely my choice. It is completely optional if I want to replicate those decisions again and carry on wasting my time. So, look, I'm not here to waste any more of my time. I'm not here to see other people get successful and me just slacking behind. I'm not here to just waste my time abysmally doing absolutely fuck all and have no results to show for it. It is time to take action. It is time to just sacrifice every single present moment for my future self. Not be like, oh my God, let's oversize in this trade so that we can put on more risk and put ourselves in a worse position. Fuck no. We're not going to be putting a 50 micro short on like what we did in the last accounts. I don't need to return back to that spot. I don't need to return to the lows of lows. It's time to make a change, man. And I'm fucking ready. My mindset's ready. My trading's ready. My skill set is ready. My skill set is here, finally. It's in my hands. It's in my grasp. I choose to use it, and that is the exact reason why. Within 2 weeks, I'm going to get a payout on these accounts. I'm stating it in stone, man. I'm speaking it into existence. It is going to happen. I have absolutely zero reason why it shouldn't. I'm going to be following my risk plan every day. I'm not going to be over-risking. I'm not going to be over-trading. I'm not going to be gambling. I'm not going to be greedy. I have everything in my hands. And there is no other option. There is no other option. So, if you watch till the end, that's great. Hit subscribe if you're not, because this is going to be one hell of a journey. So, thank you for watching, and Next week is going to be a nice week, man.